Hey there everyone, it's Jaycee, welcome back. Times are challenging for everyone. There are many psychological benefits to having a grateful mindset, as well as taking the time to be creative. Crafting is my sanctuary, and it is the time I allot for myself to look at and reflect on the good things. In this Perfect Pairings episode, let's take a look at how I made my gratitude journal. I hope you join me this month in reflecting on the goodness all around you. I've had these mini binders collecting dust in my stash for a few years. These binders fit 5.5 by 8.5 inch sheets of paper. I thought the smaller journaling pages would work better with the little time I have to craft lately. I didn't want to use this binder as is though, so for my first project in this video, I'll be sharing the cover design I made for my gratitude journal. After college, I was doing a little bit of bookbinding for sketchbooks, so I'm using that knowledge to cover this satin black cover and personalize it a little bit. Here is the back of my binder covered with my handmade watermark. You can see I opted for an exposed spine journal. Before I begin stamping on the front panel, I'll put down my Altenew Crafter's Essential Stamping Mat. I've heard that stamping on a softer surface gives a cleaner impression, so I thought I would give it a try on this cover. The stamps I will use on this cover are the November 2020 Build a Flower Hawaiian Coral, as well as Vase Fillers and Garden Treasure stamp set. I was looking for outline floral stamp sets with similar illustration styles. The first thing I did for this cover is stamp all the images I wanted to use onto some typing paper. I am essentially making quick masks out of these images, and I will use the coordinating dies to cut out the images. I used the masks to create my layout for the journal cover. I made sure to plan which elements will go in the foreground and which ones go in the background. In the case of this cover, this flower here will go in the foreground. That means I will stamp this image first and work my way back, building mask after mask. Now, I could describe every step of masking and stamping, however we will be here all day if I do that. My best advice is to use your phone and take a picture of the layout if you do something this intricate and constantly reference it. Like I said, I'm working from front to back, so every subsequent layer moves backward in the scene, and I'm making sure that I'm constantly masking off the most foreground layer until I've reached the furthest element in my scene. Once I've masked off the layering flowers, I'll use the solid images from Vase Fillers and make this gradient for some added dimension. Before I remove the masks for the flower layers, I'll add white splatters with pure white ink spray just so I don't lose the dimension I worked hard to make with all the layers. Once the ink dries, I'll begin working from back to front to add the layering images to the flowers. I'll use Fall Harvest mini ink cubes to color the flowers and add in layers of black for a graphic and vintage feel. I'll do this for both the Garden Treasure and Build a Flower Hawaiian Coral floral images. Since this most foreground flower only has one detail layer, I'll use the fine liner pen set to add in black strokes similar to the rest of the images in this floral arrangement. To finish this cover, I'll add this title. Coincidentally, it comes from the Grateful Heart stamp set. Then I'll use the Linear Pathways Alpha solid die set to cut out 2 M's and 2 X's to represent the Roman numerals for the year 2020. I stacked 2 layers of white cardstock, but added a dip die layer using golden trim washi tape. I centered this on my cover on top of all the flowers. Then I adhered this onto my cover using a mix of strong double-sided tape and mixed media liquid adhesive. To finish off the inside cover of this binder, I used this gray cardstock to cover the gold polka dots. I trimmed it slightly smaller than the binder cover itself. Here is the finished binder. Now for the month of November, I'll be adding to this journal at my own time. I know there is this 30 days of gratitude, and unfortunately, that just isn't going to work with my schedule and how I want to make this journal. I've already cut down some pages to 5.5 by 8.5, and I'll pick a dozen or so images I want to add to this journal. And then in my second Perfect Pairings episode for this month, I'll share even more pages I made for this journal. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that so that you don't miss out on the next part of this Grateful Mindset series. For my first page, I have this image of 2 candles with both mine and my partner's birthday on it. I'm using the new Sparkle stamp and die set and the Splatter Constellations stamp set. I'm a Libra Scorpio and my partner is a Pisces. I'm using all 3 stamp images to create this partial patterned paper directly onto my journal page. Then I stamped the layers of sparkle onto white cardstock and die cut the images using the coordinating dies. I opted for this color scheme I saw on some fabric. After matting the photo onto some gold vellum, I arranged the flowers and image like so, and added some splatters and my page title from the Enjoy the Ride sticker set. I added a little blurb to the page using the fine liner pen set, and that finishes this first page in my gratitude journal. Simply put, I'm grateful that both my partner and I are alive. Every day is a gift and tomorrow is never promised. You may have noticed the giant band-aid on my wrist. It's because shortly before filming this video, I had a pet-related accident. Apparently, this cat does not like to be carried outside of the house, so there you go. I love the graphic look of these cartoon roses. I thought the curvy lines would balance out the clean edges of the origami stamp set. Similar to the first page, I started by making a partial pattern with the cat image in origami. I also fussy cut 2 of the cat images to add as ephemera. I already matted my photo of K-Cat onto some scrap pattern paper from the Enjoy the Ride 6x6 paper pack. I used the washi tape bundle from the same Enjoy the Ride scrapbook collection to add a pop of blues and greens onto the side to break up the cat pattern. I layered and stamped the rosebud, rose flower, and leaf images onto panels of pattern paper from the Enjoy the Ride 6x6 paper pack and die cut the images with the coordinating dies. I added all the images around my photo and added in some Bouquet Builder ephemera. I used Citrus Burst watercolor brush marker refill to add yellow splatters around my journal page. Finally, I added some journaling to this page as well with the fine liner pen set. Home doesn't feel the same way without my cat. He's not like those cool Instagram cats, obviously with my band-aid, but it wouldn't be home without him. Lastly, I don't talk about my full-time job because of the sensitivity of the matter, but I am grateful to have it during these challenging times. This image is of a new testing platform for the lab I work in for COVID-19. While I know I may feel overwhelmed with the magnitude of what this photo means to me, I know that in the end I will be grateful for the career-building experience this platform will bring. To make this machinery beautiful and meaningful, I'm using the pen-sketched silhouette and healthcare hero stamp set. I've been using the chipboard stickers on the previous pages, so just ignore that. First, I will create these soft blush and navy gradients using the pen-sketched silhouette stamps. Then I will use the coordinating dies to these images and arrange them around the photo. I've already matted the photo onto some navy cardstock. Then with the heart images in Healthcare Hero stamp set, I used Enchanted gold pigment ink to add in some shiny gold hearts. I also stamped the little Dr. Man onto the bottom right corner of the journal page and white heat embossed the mask image onto some gold vellum. I added that image onto the photo. Finally, I finished this page with some coordinating enchanted gold splatters from the Metallic Watercolor Pan Set and added some journaling. While it was accidental, I kind of liked how the hearts made it look like the little doctor is having a thought bubble. Those are my 3 pages in binder I made so far. In my next Perfect Pairing episode for November, I will continue this journal with more examples, including a product that hasn't been released yet. My next episode will air on the 4th Sunday of November, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. If you're following along or thinking about starting a Grateful Mindset journal, make sure you tag me at Jaycee and the Altenew team on Instagram so that we can see what you're grateful for. Thank you so much for tuning into this perfect pairing, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Altenew YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!